Hello? No, I'm doing a video right now. Yeah, I'm doing a video in Mexico City. Okay, gotta go. Adios. That is a lot of dogs. Anyway guys, we're here in Mexico City, actually in a part of Mexico City called Roma, which is by far my favorite neighborhood. It may not have as many attractions as some historic areas like, you know, El Centro Historico, but the thing about Roma is you get a nice mix of attractions, things to see, nice parks like the place I'm in right now. You also have a big range of restaurants, from affordable to expensive to local to hipster, you know, anything you want is here. But more than any of that, to be honest, it's the artistic feeling in Roma that really keeps me coming back. It's a place where, yeah, I don't feel weird walking around with my camera because like I've seen other like people filming videos here. I've seen artists on the street. You see lots of musicians. Of course, I've been here plenty of times before, back when I lived in Mexico City. My mom, who just flew in from Puerto Vallarta, has never been here before, so this is kind of her introduction to Roma. So I'm excited. Now let's go see, where's my mom? That's not my mom, but it's pretty interesting. Some giant spider, I've never seen that in the park before. I guess The Witcher is some new Netflix show or something. Has anyone seen it? Is it good? Leave a comment. It's winter in Mexico City, which is why we're wearing some layers, because in the morning it can be pretty cool, but the nice thing is by the afternoon it warms up pretty quickly. So the plan today is a mix of things that I've seen before and want to show my mom, and also a couple of things that she found that I'd never heard of. So the first stop is a museum. Do you remember what the museum's called, Mom?
I think it's called the Museum of Modern Objects.
Yeah, modern,
MO.
like an object museum. I'm not even sure if they'll let me film, but hopefully they will, because it looks pretty interesting. I think that's it. MODO?
Yes.
Check it out. The Canadian Wall. Okay, so this gives you a good idea what foreigners think of Canada. Hockey players. We like to mow the lawn. Some of us are lumberjacks. Yeah, sounds about right. Look at all the locks too. I've never seen those before. Just goes to show. Keep your eyes open, you'll always find something new. Especially in a neighborhood like this. I'll tell you what I took away from that museum is the value of good design. Those old posters are just works of art. And you know, this actually reminds me of something that I haven't really talked about on The New Travel yet. But I've been thinking for a long time, should I make like some t-shirts or something related to The New Travel? And I've wanted to do it for a while, but the problem is I'm not a designer. Like I can hold my camera out and film things, but when it comes to making a cool shirt, like I tried to make a t-shirt once with this little logo I had made. It's sunglasses. You might notice I always wear sunglasses. And it put the world inside, because if you ask me, travel can change the way you see the world. So that was the idea behind it. That was the idea behind it. But I don't know if this is a good t-shirt to buy or to sell or whatever. So yeah, there's my email. If you're a designer or you know any designers, or you've been watching The New Travel for a while, just send me a message or send me an image or whatever, and let's try to make it happen. I think that'd be really cool. So if there's one thing I inherited from my mom, other than an unhealthy addiction to drinking coffee, it's a love for reading. And one thing my mom wanted to see in Roma was the house where a famous writer named William S. Burroughs used to live, and also an even more famous, perhaps, writer named Jack Kerouac. Hopefully some of you know Jack Kerouac of On the Road. He wrote one of his books here. 210. What's the street name? I don't even remember this.
Orizaba?
Orizaba. 210 Orizaba. Here it is. It's funny how there isn't even a plaque. Mexico City traffic. What can you do?
Isn't even a plaque.
It's funny, there isn't even a plaque or anything. Hopefully we got the address right. But it was in the book you saw, right?
Yeah. You know, maybe the new people just say, well, this is our home now. And it was a while ago.
Yeah, maybe the people who live there now are tired of YouTubers showing up at their doorstep. That's a good point.
It's just so neat. I love that.
Now, in terms of safety, I know that's one thing a lot of people wonder about Mexico City. The neighborhood Roma is about as safe as it gets. The only thing you really need to worry about is the sidewalks. It's kind of a joke, it's kind of not a joke, because the sidewalks here are about as bumpy and cracked and up and down as you're ever gonna find. So as much as you might be interested in looking around at all the buildings, don't forget to look down too, or you might trip. That's my one piece of advice for walking in Roma. I like that sign behind me. Libros con experiencia. I guess it means used books, but like that would translate as books with experience. I think that's a cool way to think of used books. It's not old, it just has experience, you know? Well, we're about to get some lunch. It's about that time. But Mom, what do you think of Roma so far?
You know, I'm here short term. Daniel's here a few more days. And I feel that even if, you know, we didn't do so many other neighborhoods and see all the downtown things, I would still say this has been a fantastic visit to Mexico City.
The only problem with the short stay in Mexico City is figuring out what to do. It's like, I imagine New York City is kind of like that. It's one of those cities where whatever you do, you're going to probably have a good time. But some things you're going to have a great time. So you want to like ask a guide or ask some locals what they might recommend.
And the distance comes into it too. Daniel was saying that, I mean, we did ride the subway yesterday. That was great. But the distance, like say you went to London, and London's so sprawling and there's a few things you wanted to do. And maybe you said, well, before we leave, I'd like to go to Abbey Road and I'd like to walk across. But then you figure out on the maps.
It's far.
To get to Abbey Road and walk across that famous crosswalk, you know, maybe it takes you like an hour on the bus. So you say, well, you know what, we're going to scratch that. That's what Mexico City's like. It's just so spread out and there's so many neat things to see that for me in 3 days, it's pretty hard to see them all.
So we're now entering into an area called Mercado Medellin. There's a lot of food, a lot of drinks, a lot of groceries. I mean, you got everything here. One of the main markets in the Roma neighborhood. I think you're gonna like it. So as much as I'd love to have more tacos al pastor, we had that last night, so we're being a bit healthy today. We got some smoothies, a couple of these enormous freshly made smoothies, 40 pesos each, not bad. Gracias. And a couple of salads.
Yes. Wow. Yours looks so healthy.
So we had our lunch, just found a little coffee shop to deal with my other addiction to coffee. And yeah, I think that's gonna wrap up our little video around Roma. Mom, I'll give you the last word. If you were to describe Roma in, let's say, 1 or 2 words, what would it be?
Ooh, 1 or 2 words. That's just trying to think of the right word for just regular type neighborhood.
Okay, let's give you 5 words. 5 words.
what is Roma? It's a laid back,
Yep.
artistic, friendly, down to earth, livable neighborhood.
I think that's a few more than 5, but I agree completely. Anyway, guys, this is another video. Of course, me and my mom are going to explore a little bit more. We're going to go to some museums. I know there's a ton of museums in this city, but sometimes museums are better to just experience versus making the video. So I'm going to end the video here. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. As always, I'm Dan from The New Travel.
And I'm Mom. I'm Patricia from The New Travel. Sorry, honey.
See you next time, guys.
You can definitely edit that.
You had a lot of positive comments on the first one, Mom. I think you need a YouTube channel.